Hello, we are back. Episode, what is this? I have it somewhere. 216. Oh, jeez. So I did a couple of things off camera. Just wanted to share them before I start. Excuse me. I just finished eating, so I might be a little burpy. Bear with me. So I did a couple of things. I don't remember. This was like a couple of hours ago too. Jeez, I'm so forgetful. No. I remember it. The all of the recipes in the precise assembler here. I actually spent the time off camera pretty much moving everything over to this guy, the one that actually has universal automation. And you'll see here there's a bunch more interfaces. I think we were only up to number 3, so I added like 4 more groups. And also, circuit zeros are actually completely full. So the next time I have to add a circuit or add a recipe to this, I'm going to have to expand. Yeah, I'm going to have to expand this just a little bit further. Probably put it on this side over here. But we'll do we'll get to that. I also added another group of super chests because if I check here, we actually have a lot of resources. I also found out that the miner we have in Venus was not actually connected to a output bus correctly, so none of those resources were going into this setup over here, but I fixed that, and now we have a whole ton of extra stuff coming in. But I added more super chests because, yeah, I need more filter space. So I guess we can start off with that. The goal for today's episode is not really going to be different from yesterday. It's mostly just going to be cleaning up some of the stuff that we have piled, like just addressing some things that we should have for a while. And the biggest thing being is resource production and processing. Because you'll notice here, one of the issues I noticed earlier, well, it's still an issue. We're always running low of Nequadria. Every episode, there's a different Nequadria-related issue. Something is always causing this to run out. This time, it's the lack of sulfur. And I guess sodium hydroxide, but this is probably, we can get this pretty easily from an electrolyzer, right? From salt water, which is probably something I'm going to do. But I'm not too worried about that. But sulfur is the issue because we don't generate it fast enough. And I've realized 2 things we can do to get sulfur aside from just spamming more void miners, which I don't really want to do. But you notice that a lot of the outputs from the void miners, for example, things like I can't pronounce that, sphalerite. A lot of these can be electrolyzed to get sulfur. So that's probably what I want to do next is do that, because just processing the weird things like even tetrahedrite is probably something I'm just going to throw in a centrifuge. We're going to get a ton of sulfur out of this. The other thing is if I check out Naquadah, we have 3 million of this backed up. And this also gives us sulfur. So divide 3 million by 11. I don't know, but it's hundreds of thousands of sulfur that are just piled up in there. So we got a lot of things to do. But yeah, I guess the general idea of today's episode is just figuring that out. And I also did a little bit of single player on my test world, and I learned how these sticky cards work, and they're actually super useful. And it's going to be something I will be using for our ore storage, or this is probably not just going to be ore processing. It's going to be like bulk storage. So if there's something that I have a ton of, for example, like all this stuff, right? I may want to put it here. But I'll talk more about these sticky cards when we get there. Oh, and I guess let's also complete this quest because this finished up. There's 2 quests that I can complete. It's one to craft the fuel generator, sensor, and the emitter. 2 quests. Harder, better, faster, stronger. I'm sure you know that song. Don't lie to me. All right, I can clear those out. Which main reason why I wanted to complete those quests over in the UHV area, quest reward, sure, was because they give us access to space race. Yeah, right here, this guy, shuttle schematic, and we're not ready for this. This is a little pricey, so I'm not gonna concern myself with this yet, at least. So I think for now we're just gonna, like, maybe once an episode we'll craft these. And I think the biggest issue is the fuel generators. These guys are very expensive. Like, let me see if I can craft them. I tried crafting pieces of it before I started the episode, like earlier today. So let's see if I can actually make a dent. I could, but of course, Nick Quadria, not a surprise. Sulfur and then cosmic neutrons is also not a surprise. But we set this up yesterday to be just a little bit faster. I may have to upgrade this, but we'll hold off on the next tier rocket until we fix up some of the stuff that we have left behind. Okay. So first thing first is actually upgrading the storage. I crafted a whole bunch of these before I started. 64. I'm gonna get this set up. It's gonna be the same thing as before, but I am gonna have to spend a little bit of time with the sticky card and filtering so that I can get items from the main network stored into here. I'm gonna drink something 1 second. Okay. And I'll talk about it more when we get there. So I need my Aegon, actually. And then I need my memory card. It's in my backpack. I'm still using this backpack, and oh, there's patterns in here that I forgot. Oh no. Hang on, before I forget, I'm gonna forget about this if I don't do it. Let me just make sure these should be patterns, circuit 4, right? Yeah. I was doing this, and I needed the space, and I keep putting stuff in my backpack, and I kind of forgot. Yeah, you guys go right here. All right, there we go. Back to this. So I needed not the advanced one, the regular one, that one. And I'm going to do that. Copy, paste, make sure it works. Yeah. So that number right there, successfully loaded settings. I want this to be in groups of 8. So this should be 16 when I'm done. Yes. And that tells me that I was able to right click and actually program the storage buses correctly. 24. And yeah, there we go. 32. Sweet. So now they're all should be filtered with Aegon so that nothing from ore processing will go here until I tell it to. And then I'm going to need a cable anchor. And then some wireless connectors. And then some dense cable. Not right there. Let's just use this one. I'm going to have to paint it later. Then right there. And you guys are just going to be connected over like that with wireless setup kit. Okay. And then we just connect it, and we should have 64 million of whatever I feel like right over here. It's going to be great. Now, this should be the color black. Not black, sorry, brown. mean, brown, black, it doesn't matter. They're all part of the same thing. And there we go. Okay, so now they're all connected, and I just need to actually filter them. That's a lot of that's a lot of super chests. This is so funny to me. I love seeing stuff like that. It's great. Anyways, we do groups of 8 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like a lot of this stuff I'm probably not going to use it, but like ever, but it is going to show up in storage. I really should deal with it. This is another one. Panlandite is something that definitely can be electrolyzed. And yeah, I can also like throw it in a blast furnace or a furnace to make it into an ingot. But honestly, I think it's just better off turning it into more dusts. Is what I'm thinking. Anyways, and then what I do is put the items there, take this out, run it in the IO port to take all of those items out. I think I need the hyper one. Yeah, I crafted one already. Just have one for now. Then if I put it back, this has been reduced. So, and then I just rinse and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't like having Firestone. Put it out. Downstairs. Yeah, Firestone always concerns me, but as long as you don't move it, I think you can put it in a chest and it's just fine. But if you, I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, so right here is where we start. Quartzite. And then the dust. And then rarest metal, residue dust. Roasted nickel. Rutile. Saltpeter. That. And then raw firestone. Right there. I'm scared of it like blowing up my base. I don't think it's actually going to blow up anything, but why risk it? Yeah, put that out. Put that out. No fires allowed. And then I should be able to grab this and then filter it out. And then now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. God, look how much tetrahedra that's building up. Jeez. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then what I do, just to make sure that I don't forget where I left off, I just leave a piece of Aegon right here. So that's the last one I did. And then take it out. There you go. Empty. That's good. And I think that's everything covered. So now everything that this guy is producing right now is now filtered correctly. Sweet. And it looks like it is able to keep up, which is great. All right, we'll leave it there for now. Another thing that I want to do is, well, let me craft another batch of super chests. Or there's already a lot. 1 second. There's a lot of them here. I may honestly just stop doing super chests if I think about it. There's 64 million. Oh, these are the cheaper option, right? They are the cheaper option because the other option would be to just use ME drives filled with the 4096s, but these guys can be a little pricey, but we already have 40, right? But each one does fit 10 different items, so it's a lot less channels, but you know what? This is funny, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Yeah, this is funny. So our sulfur issue, there's two things that I would like to do. One thing is to have a dedicated centrifuge and a dedicated electrolyzer to basically process some of the resources that are kind of just there. Just process them and keep them and put them back into storage. For example, like talked about the pentlandite. Yeah, this stuff. We can electrolyze it for more nickel and sulfur. So I want a dedicated multi-block that will basically do that. Now, speeds is, I don't know, actually. Yeah, because if I keep doing this over and over again, we're going to get a lot of pretty good stuff. And this is also where the sticky card is going to come in handy. Because my understanding of the sticky card is that whenever it processes, or whenever you try to store something in storage, wherever you have a sticky card and it's filtered, that specific item will only be allowed to go in there. Otherwise, it'll treat the storage as if there's no space. So if I were to put a sticky card like on a storage bus facing or reading this network, and I put sulfur, for example, then sulfur will only be allowed to go into here and nowhere else. And that's actually going to be really useful. That'll be useful for us. So whenever I process things like I keep going back to this, the pentlandite. Yeah, this stuff. I can have the ore processing network sticky card to nickel and sulfur. And that stuff is going to get only allowed to be stored in this storage subnet that we have. It's pretty useful like that. Yes. So we'll do that. But I would like a dedicated electrolyzer and centrifuge to deal with it. Probably going to have more, though, because that is a lot of resources. Yeah, it's a lot of resources that it'll have to cover. I'll probably end up just putting them over here, honestly. Yeah, let's do that. We'll have one for now, and then I'll just give it a real big energy hatch. And then the other thing is I still want to start bringing lasers over here. So how bad is it to craft these guys? We wanted to start off with 3 of them. We need more in a quadri, of course you do. All right, it'll be ZPM power for now then, with coils until we get those going. So let's get the electrolyzer going. Let me see here. Each one can do 16 items. Do I really need this one to be here? Yeah, I'm not going to touch these because I feel like if I do, it's going to break some things. So let's just make new multi-blocks. I don't have a pattern for this actually. So put this in the molecular assembler right there. Molecular disintegrator. Sounds painful. Not alpha glass. What are you doing? This has to be IV tier glass. This is borosilicate. I think it's just Tungsten steel, this one, yeah. And then electrolyzer. There we go. And then electrolyzer casings, I don't know, 30. Don't know how to make potent plates. That's weird. But it makes sense because there's a time where I just kept, replacing recipes, and it's not really a good idea to keep doing that, because then this happens where I come back to it and then I complain. Make a bunch of casings, yeah. Energy hatch. So you're going to have a ZPM energy hatch. We'll do that. You're going to have a regular maintenance hatch. Just a regular one. Electrolyzers, I don't remember if they need mufflers. Yep. And I think that, well, stocking input bus, you can use a regular one. This would just be stocking. Yeah, okay. And then output bus. I don't think it matters, but I'll just use this one. All right. There's probably going to be items or fluids involved, but we'll figure that out when we need to. Qubit. This one is going to be 1, 2, 3, and then border 1, 2, 3 border. Because I'm also going to leave space for a centrifuge. Yeah. Okay, so we have that guy there. Then give this. You can remove this guy. Unset. Yeah. Okay. Now we give it a muffler. And for now, it'll have a ZPM energy hatch right here. I should give it a coil also. Maintenance hatch up here. And then... Oh, don't lag right now, please. Thank you, thank you. You're going to have stocking input and output bus. Get my cables going. There we go. But before I put any recipes in here, I have to have the sticky card accounted for. And then prepare it. Right there, right? Yeah. And actually that should be ready to go. But before I start it, any recipe that I add, we have to start using the sticky card. And this is also going to be the solution for when we get too many items, right? Because these super chests, whenever they start filling up, they're going to get clogged here in this ME chest. Do I not have this accounted for? This happens sometimes where I just get some random items, right? Yeah, no, I don't. Okay, I guess I'll put you up here. But eventually this is going to get clogged. And my solution to that is to have a void chest with also a sticky card. But filter. Actually, well, you don't really need a sticky card, right? Yeah, you do, because a sticky card, if you have a sticky card, for example, on these guys, every single one of these, then items will only go into here. Otherwise, they will not. They will just get stuck forever. So you also need a sticky card wherever you want the items to go. I think that's the only downside to them. Anyways, So yeah, I do have to fix this up first. So I'm going to need another interface and storage bus combo, and a couple of cables as well. Can use the brown one, and I'll go ahead and just connect it up here. So we give this an interface. Hey, Ali. All right, so this is going to give access to all of the items on the subnet, on the bulk storage subnet. And then we give it a storage bus just like that. And then we have this there. I can actually get rid of this one now that I think about it. Yeah, I could just do it here actually. But if I do it here, then that means I would have to filter everything. So I won't. It's gonna take me a while to do everything though. Actually, because there's a ton of items in here. Yeah, it's just so much items. So I'm curious, what's the best way to approach this? Like do 8 at a time, and then filter everything. That might be what I have to do. Yeah, I think that's what I have to do. And then I can always add more storage buses, right? Yeah. Because right now with this one, it's just set to extract only. But it doesn't need to. Well, I don't think I should do this actually. Because now that I think about it, it's going to try and go into here as well. I need the sticky card. Let's do it. Oh, I need to craft them. Shapeless crafting. Got you. Do I even have slime balls? I have 1920. That should be enough for a while. Thank you. Okay. So if I would have to give this a sticky card and then start filtering like everything. You're also going to need some capacity cards. Like that. And I have no idea how many storage buses I'm going to need. So how many groups of, so each wireless connector corresponds to 32 super chests. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 32 is 2 times 64 is 128. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is that? 63? Yes. So this isn't even going to be able to cover 1. Because I'm going to need more than 1 storage bus. Yeah, it's going to have to, I'm going to have to keep expanding it. That's fine though. So let's think about this for a little bit. I think I want it to be over here. Yeah. Well, yeah, this is going to struggle with channels now that I think about it. How about this? I'm going to take this out and then just have a like a separate area right here for that. Like right here, filtered a whole bunch to like random things. Yeah, let's do that. It's going to have to be like wireless connectors everywhere though. Oh, actually, I can just put it back here. Let's do that. I need more wireless connectors. going to be wireless connectors everywhere. I guess this whole area back here is just going to be the storage subnet. Yeah. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have this guy connected to mainnet. Get my spray can. We're going to go ahead and paint it black because that's our mainnet color. Can't put it there because that's going to cause a, what do you call it? Two controllers connecting to each other because, again, we have another subnet that does that. But it should be working right there. Okay, you're bound there. And I'll connect it to this guy. So now this guy has a bunch of channels. Nice, should put that right there for now. And then a cable. Like that. Okay. So we're going to do 2 storage buses for now. Oops. Yeah, 2 of them. And then give them a sticky card to each. I need another sticky card. Make a couple of them. What do you mean not connected? Okay, fine. There we go. Well, I probably don't need that much cable, right? Yeah. I'll leave it like this. Okay, and then we need the other wireless connectors. And then give these 2 interfaces. No interfaces. We'll give them dual interfaces. How about that? Yeah, well, if it's just storage buses, then it's regular interfaces. Let's make another couple of these guys. It'll make sense once I set it up, I promise. To me, I'm having a little bit of trouble making sense of it, but that's how I like to learn. I like to just do things. Anyways, this is going to have that. I need the cables. Yes, Allie, do things. 100 of those guys. Need more cables. So we're going to have basically the same copy here where it's a dense cable. I mean, do I really want it like that? Nah. Regular cable. Like this. And then I can just add more to it. Like this. And then sticky cards on both of them. So that things will only be allowed to go into here. So 1 right there. 1 right there. And then capacity card. Whole bunch of them. And the cool thing also about the sticky cards is that they don't actually need, what do you call it? I'll put it up here actually. They don't need filtering or priority, because I think the network will first check for sticky cards, regardless of priority. I think that's how it works. Otherwise, I'll probably just give it a really big priority. Okay, anyways, we need a couple of interfaces. Just 2 of them for now. Nope. Like that. And then there we go. But the first thing I want to filter to them is sulfur. Like that. And then this one is, I guess I'll also give it sulfur. So that nothing else tries to go in there. And I'm pretty sure I already have a bunch of junk in here, no? Okay, good. Meaning, because these have sticky cards to them, in the mainnet, wherever I get sulfur, it will only be allowed to go into here. And that's it. It will not be allowed to go anywhere else. So if for some reason we don't have any more space in the sulfur area, then it'll just get stuck. You know, for example, if I had it being processed over here, the output bus will not be able to push it. But because we have a lot of ME storage in the main network, we won't be concerned with that. But it'll be important for like big items. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. This one is going to be general only extract. But whenever I process things and I want them to be put into one of these super chests, then I will come over here and filter it. That's the general idea of it. And I guess we'll see it in action once I get this going. Hey, let's start. So let's try it out. I keep talking about it, but pentlandite. We're going to have a ton of this, and the outputs, it's going to be nickel and sulfur. So I would put them here, filter them on the bottom, nickel and sulfur. And now we can put pentlandite like that. 19,000. So now the outputs should only go over here. And I gotta double check for all of them. If we have a spot for nickel, yes we do. And do we have a spot for sulfur? Yes we do. And I can even check the sulfur now that the pentlandite's processing. We're having a lot of sulfur over here. Oh, hello, breathing bomb. Or is it call me? You prefer to be called. Oh, call me breathing bomb. I'll call you breathing bomb. How's GTNH treating you? Because I know you started it recently. Oh, look at the sulfur coming in. That's what I love to see. I haven't died so far. That's actually pretty impressive. I have, I don't know. Actually, I can check over here. How many deaths do I have? Hang on. Leaderboards, right? Yeah. Number of deaths. 17. Phoenix has 94. I don't know how, but she does. So, yeah, pretty much the next step is to just treat this. Yeah. I got sleeping bag, mining backpack. I don't know how to use it. Phoenix may or may not break her legs. Are you going to spawn her in the air? Just adding that one recipe is going to give us that much sulfur already. What are you talking? What is this? I've never seen this before. Fail to extract expected amount of items from stocking bus. This can be caused by attaching multiple storage buses to the same inventory. So that might be the issue with me putting this here, where it didn't know how to do it. So I'm going to give it some super expensive item. I don't know, let's give it the Chad token. So that, yeah. Allie, what did I do? Did you really process all of that penlandite already? I don't believe you. I think you did? Was that fast? Oh, I guess it ate all of it. Wow. It has a flat world, and you still managed to dig into the mountain. That's funny. Yeah, I built a mountain range around the entire base. And yeah, I still dug into it. I got to do something about it. I just haven't. Breathing Bond was saying, I'm in search of a redstone vein, divination rod, or whatever, but no success. Otherwise, working towards smeltery. Nice. Redstone is, yeah, you're gonna need a ton of redstone. But the funny thing is that you're also just gonna get a ton of it. There's so much of it. So, what are some things I can do to get more sulfur? Galena is an example. So if I give this lead, because Galena outputting is going to be putting lead and yeah, like that. Well, I can probably also just put it to insert. Because this one is already pulling all the items out. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm scared. So Galena is going to do that. Yeah, Galena does that. So that's both of those are accounted for, and I can add that here. Does it really process that fast? Oh no. I wonder why it keeps breaking. I don't know why it keeps breaking. Why is there a wall of super chests? Because someone convinced me that it was a good idea. And it's for my bulk storage. So this all started because of this machine. This is the integrated ore factory, and it pretty much does all of your ore processing in one step. But this is gated until like late UHV. This says it's running macerating or washing thermocentrifuge and macerate again. So it does all those steps and then directly consumes ore and outputs it into dusts. But this makes so much dusts that I had to set up something to store everything. So that's what these guys are here for. It's like yellow garnet dust. There's 507,000 of it. And yeah, it's just so much items in here. So now what I'm doing is taking some of the items and throwing and further processing them just a little bit. I have 1.4 million gold. I'm trying to show you an example. Like Cinnabar is probably an example where I can centrifuge this and get sulfur and mercury. All right, I don't have any mercury storage, but that's just one of the examples here. Why super chests and not like AE2? Then it's probably not a good idea. There is no Yaba. Oh, at least I don't think there is. That's the other storage mod, right? No, it's not here, but we do have storage drawers. And it's not nerfed. It's actually pretty good. It's just that it's not able to store that much. So a fully upgraded 2x2 drawer, like with, I can show you, I have a couple of them upgraded over here. For example, this guy. Yeah, so 4 of these upgrades. This can store 524,000 in each slot. So 524,000 times 4 is what, 2 million? So Basically, a fully upgraded drawer can do 2 million, not including the void upgrade. And that's not bad, but we're going to be needing way more items at some point. This is a temporary solution, but like these super chests can store 64 million each one. But the long-term solution is to have super chests or infinity chests. Oops. These guys are kind of ridiculously expensive, but they can store 243 different items at integer limit, so 2.147 billion each. It's a lot. But this is very expensive. We're not close to this yet. We have mostly everything except for the eternal singularity. I think I can get this if I just set up some patterns. Molten million, that sounds funny. I can probably get this if I get patterns going. But it's these quantum chests that are a little ridiculous because they need UEV parts. So we're not there yet. We have to go to tier 9 planets. And we're a little bit away from that. I guess it was able to process all those items. That's pretty good. So we'll leave this for now, and then I'll come back to it when I run out of sulfur again. Because as long as I have sulfur, then I can continue with what I was trying to do. It's a bit too far to go to me. It's pretty far, but not impossible. Honestly, I consider myself an average player. Probably below average, so if I'm able to get here, anyone can. I play slow as heck. I'm very inefficient, but I somehow made it this far. So if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. I will never consider myself an expert GTNH player at all, ever. Because if you've been hanging out for a while, you'll see that most of the time I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, let me drink something. So, the whole reason we wanted sulfur was to get this processing. Oh. Failed to extract the expected amount of items from stocking bus. This can be caused by attaching multiple storage buses to the same inventory. So sulfur dust. It's only 42 of them. We might have an issue here because of the... Maybe this one over here. Right here. This guy might be causing problems. What's a good early game food? I'm eating smoothies mainly. I honestly, what I did when I started off is I rushed the healing axe. Because you can get this through a quest. And let me see here. It's in the... There's this fishing, farming, and cooking. There's a quest for it somewhere. Right here. Hunger no more. You just got to collect a bunch of stuff, pretty much. Make some tofu and then make some more expensive foods. And this pretty much means you're never going to have to eat again. But I don't really know how to answer that question, though, with a good early game food, because I haven't really made food ever. At minimum, you're going to have to go to the nether, though. Because you need burning blossoms. These guys. To make the rainbow curry. We just need it for that quest. And you can only find these in the nether. As far as I'm aware. Okay, so the stocking input buses are being a little buggy because of this. And I think it's because this guy over here is causing problems. I won't go to the nether till I must, and I feel overpowered. I got you. Understandable. Yeah, the nether can be a little tricky because I think like all blazes are infernal, and if you get cornered by a blaze, it's pretty much like our rest in peace. Oh, you don't have the last slot active if you have full sticky. That okay. Let me check over here. But we wanted that sulfur to turn this guy on, but it's not working. Yeah, I may have to set it up. So I think I'm just going to commit to it. And pretty much it means breaking this guy and breaking a lot of our stuff. Oh no, I keep breaking that one. Yeah, I think this was causing problems. And I may have to just filter every single item in our storage onto these storage buses. And that's not going to be very fun, but that's how it's going to have to be. So we're going to do them in groups of 8. So yellow, garnet, dust. Every single thing here has to be filtered. And this is something I should have done earlier. But it's going to have to happen. Well, hang on. The other thing I can do... I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. So, yellow garnet dust, uvarite, niobium, tungsten, coal dust, neodymium, shadow iron, almandine. And we continue. Bedrock, diamond, black. What are you doing there? Get out. That's funny. Ruby, adamantium, alumina, asbestos, beryllium. Probably your best bet for good foods, now that I'm thinking about it, are the burgers. These are usually pretty easy to make, I think. And you can make... Yeah, because it's mostly just... like meat. Once you get a good source of tofu, which is just soybeans, you can really get a lot of food. This is just cooking bread, right? Which is very easy. And you can just add like different things to it and make so many different ones. So that's probably what I would go for is the burgers. They don't have a lock to them, no. I don't know if they're gonna get updated, but it's just the chest that stores stuff. They don't have a lock to it, unfortunately. Bedrockium, diamond, nice. And I should say, I don't know if you can hear it, but it is the 3rd of July, which for the non-Americans mean tomorrow is 4th of July. So there's going to be a ton of fireworks going off. And people are not going to wait for tomorrow. So there's fireworks going off right now. I could hear them. They're probably going to go on for the rest of this episode. So if you do hear that, and then just know that there's not much I can do about it. I'm not going to go around and tell the whole city, hey, quit popping fireworks. We did cadmium, cinnabars next. Cobalt, pyrope. I think if I set up the this stuff, then I may never have to do this again. That's what I'm looking forward to. But for me, it's just a little. It's chill. Can I say chill? It's pretty chill for me just to do this. It is kind of carpal tunnel simulator, right? But it's got to be done. And just to confirm that it's actually working, let me bookmark these first. So just to confirm that it's working. Right now, the only filters we have in the network are here. These are the ones that are accessing those items. So if I don't have them in the network, 320. Actually, why are you able to see that? If I check here, there's oh, that's because we already have that much over there somewhere. So yeah, it's not able to see this. That's just what I wanted to confirm. Glowstone is 952,000. How much do we have in here? 812,000. Where's the rest of it? Why are you able to see it? I'm confused now. Let me check over here. Because this is where our old network was. Glowstone is right here. This is only 28,000 though. And we may have more glowstone somewhere. I don't know. It's fine. I'll just keep doing this. This needs to be done. Maybe it's allowed to extract. It's just when it's putting items in there, then they will only be allowed to go in here. Maybe that's the idea. I still need to do this though. Because once we get into serious resource production and like items, the sheer amount of byproducts we're going to get should be placed into storages like this. It's got to be done. Wagon Draconium was just finished, and then this is gold. Lanthanum. Lead. Lignite. Magnetite. Manganese. So lead is already dealt with. These first three, nickel, sulfur, and lead, I just got to keep in mind that I've already done those. Manganese. There we go. And then molybdenum. Yes, this one's next. There's so many, but I don't think it's taking that long, actually. No, it doesn't look like it. Sweet. There we go. So molybdenum right there. Monazite. Monazite dust. That. I'm not going to pronounce that. There's too many words. Neutronium. Nickel is already accounted for. Pitch blend. Plutonium-241. Gold is done. Molybdenum is done. This one's next. Pyrite. Ross silicon. Railgar. Red garnet. And redstone. 7.8 million redstone. Jeez. Only. We're going to need so much of it. Can't you use tag export bus or something? Probably. Not sure. I'm sure there's a way to do this but it probably involves like computer craft or is that the mod here? Computer. Open computers, yeah. Probably involves that, and I'm not really proficient with that at all. Tantalite. Tantalum. But again, this is, I think, the only time I have to do this whenever I add new stuff to the network. And there we go. Silicon, it was the last one. Sulfur is already accounted for. How much do we have in here? We already have 38,000. That's great. Uraninite. Uranium 235. Uranium 238. Vanadium. Vanadium magnetite. Yellow garnet. Yttrium. Extended AE, if it's in the pack, has tag export buses. You can just send all dust or something like raw ore. Oh, yeah. We have ore dictionary filters here. We do. And that's actually what I use for our ore processing right here. It has one, and it's set to accept all ore that shows up for my network. But what I'm doing is something else. It's actually filtering these storage buses so that with these sticky cards, so that, if, for example, if I produce stuff here, like this guy's producing lead and sulfur, right? This is on the mainnet. But the sticky card will understand that, wait, lead and sulfur are stickied. So I'm only going to allow the items into this subnet, which is our bulk storage. So that's what I'm doing. I still need to filter everything. That's the whole way. I don't think there's a way around it. Allie is joining. What the heck? Allie, it's actually been like a couple months. Hello. Me neither. I hope it works. I played with it for like a whole 10 minutes earlier today trying to figure out what it was doing, and it looked pretty useful. But I did, I think another community member talked about it, I think yesterday or 2 episodes ago. And they mentioned that, yeah, this is very recommended because when you have this many items being pushed all over the place, you're going to want more control on where they go. Welcome back, Ali. It's been a while. Nice to see you in the server again. So, I guess for the people who are not aware of the lore and who Ali is that one. She's the one that's built the many animals around the base, like the bees. We have a raccoon here. It's not really in the new area because I've expanded away from the old parts. Like all this stuff, I kind of expanded away from it. We got a chicken. We have a bunch of capybaras. We have a red panda. And a panda up there. Forgot about this guy, actually. Yeah. But she's the one that's been building these animals in the area. This base is pretty large. Even though mostly only in this area, the base is pretty big. Ali, are you going to clean up the mountain? I would really appreciate it. I don't know what to do with it. All right, anyways, let's continue with this. We're almost done. I'm probably going to have to add another storage bus to this. It's the only reason I am on. I saw it and I got immediately triggered. Okay, so now I know to leave something so triggering for Ali that she is forced to join the server to clean it up. That's some pretty good intel, actually. I always say that I'm going to deal with it, but I don't know. I don't know how to deal with it. Yeah, I'm absolutely going to need another storage bus. Let's get another one going. Cable. This one is going to need just one of you. And, oops. And one of you. You need a storage bus. Take that one. Sticky card. And an interface. Storage bus can go right here with the sticky card. And then don't do that yet. I should really filter it first. Let's get the next group of items. It's more triggered because you have world edit on, so it was a simple move back. Yeah, just be careful with world edit because we might delete the entire base. I'm not saying you're gonna do it, but I'm just saying it can happen. Someone's gonna mess up one day, and just the whole base is gone. That would be very unfortunate. So quartzite right there, and then the quartzite dust. And isn't this cool, just seeing this many different items into here? I like this. This is cool. Did I do rutile? No. Saltpeter. That's a bunch of words. Raw firestone. And here we go. And then you need some capacity cards. Today I saw a machine can explode with rain. I was scared immediately. Oh, you didn't know about that? Yeah, there's multiple ways to blow up machines. But you want to know the funny thing? Yes, they can explode with rain, but check it out. I don't think I have any spare single blocks. Yes, I do. But not any of them that I'm willing to explode. So, for example, EV energy hatch, right? It probably was not instructed to me, or maybe there is no rain. No, we it's just that I'm in the personal dimension and rain is disabled. So I got nothing against just leaving machines out in the open. But here's something funny. Yes, they explode with rain, but if you cover them with water, nothing happens. So you can actually put your machines underwater. But as soon as it rains, it explodes for whatever reason. I guess the math is just weird, or like the logic is just weird like that. So you can, yes, you can have your entire base underwater. What is Allie doing? Oh, she's actually moving the mountain. Don't turn on the rain. Yeah, she's actually moving the mountain back. You know what, Allie? I appreciate it. I know I give jokes a lot, but I appreciate everything you do on the server. It's so nice. There's nothing in here because I was done, right? Yeah, that was the last of it. So you didn't take that long. Sphalerite, stibnite, tetrahedrite, tungstate, zinc, and a quadria oxide mixture dust. So I think I have 2 groups of tin, or which one was it? Yeah, nickel. I think I have 2 of them. Or did I forget an entire group? I may have forgotten an entire group. I think someone is going to have to go back and check if I did this. Animal, keep giving scraps. I'll give you my energy. Right there. Oh, I guess I did skip it. That's good. Just making sure. I skipped it. All right. End game ore production. I'm still not in the end game ore production. This is a really good. So early or like early game ore production, it starts off with like steam machines. I'm sure you've seen these guys, right? I actually started the pack before this update, so I never had to make any of these, hilariously. But now that we're in 2.7, this stuff came out. So this is probably the early one, the early stuff, the Steam multi-blocks. And then at some point you'll get into actual actual mining. Oh, like ores. So yeah, right now we have void miners, and I can show you. It's I have one in Barnard F. So yeah, at some point you get these void miners, and they pretty much just do that. You feed them a fluid to boost the output, and they just send it back into storage, and it just generates it out of thin air. So I don't know if you know it, but there's a reason why it's specifically in this dimension. You can actually search for a dimension. So for example, if I search for the overworld, well, I'm sure you know about it by now, but you can actually see what this produces. If I right click it, this is everything that the void miner will produce. So if you have a void miner, it'll actually just pick up everything, including the small ores. But at some point, I think endgame is the Eye of Harmony. This guy just gives you millions of stuff, just like that, based on whatever dimension you give it. This thing is like way endgame though. I'm nowhere near this. Yeah, it's pretty big, dude. He's quite large. He's thick. We're not anywhere near this, so yeah, nah. I think that's endgame. There's probably something else, but it becomes void miners, and then you get that. But another good in between are the bees. So we have a bunch of bees in here, and they give us some random materials. I just left it there. I kind of completely forgot about the setup, but it does give us some stuff. I need to drink something. Hang on. Okay, so I think I got it fixed. Everything is filtered. I don't think that took too long. I think I need some water. Hang on. It's one thing that I was starting to understand is that I probably shouldn't be drinking soda whenever I stream or record, because it makes my voice really dry. So I'm going to stick to water, I think. And then chug the soda after I stream. So let's double check on this machine. Chances are other machines broke. No. Okay, so now we're producing sulfuric acid, which is very nice. That's what I was looking for. Now, if resources are producing, Nequadria is still not crafting. Why? What's missing? Sodium hydroxide. How do I deal with this? We got two options. Probably craft it. Might just be a good idea, or electrolyze it, because salt water is something that can be pumped. I think we actually have a saltwater pump somewhere. But how much sodium do we have? 136,000. I think what I prefer to do is whenever I'm trying to get a resource, I think it's easier to like break apart to get something versus crafting it to get it. So there's two major ways you can get a ton of sodium hydroxide, right? One of them is to craft it using water and sodium. But the other major way is to just break down salt water. And this is what I mean. I think breaking things down is what I prefer to do. So we'll just do this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Gonna have to get a big super tank of this though. Okay, let's figure this out. So when I was playing Star Technology, I automated LV circuit, ends up with around 5,000, has nowhere to go, and no byproduct is necessary. yeah, this is gonna give us some byproducts. So we're gonna need a ton of this fluid here, and I might as well start figuring out another way to like do mass like fluid crafts, like fluid storage. So one thing I can do are the yacht tanks. This stuff. It's this can store so much, but it is a multi-block, and I don't want to deal with multi-blocks. So how much fluid can I store? Like, what's the best quantum tank I can do? Yeah, these guys. Now there is a singularity. Digital singularity AMI storage cell. Yeah, I think this one can store like infinite items. It's not happening ever. This is a space assembler. Yeah, you really don't. It's like right now I can probably craft 5,000 LV circuits. Trying to craft 5,000. I should be able to, right? It's not that bad. But I can't say the same for like UHV ones. Like BioWare's. See, it struggled for it to even load. If I try to craft 5,000, I think the entire server probably will crash. No, it figured it out. But yeah, it's no way this is happening. Nuh-uh. Okay. So where am I going to do this? Salt water. We do have salt water, but actually I think we have it being pumped somewhere. It does get really expensive. This one's giving us helium-3, so I'm not concerned about that one. Actually, how is our helium plasma even doing? Yeah, I always forget to check this. Why don't we have any deuterium? I can pump this also, right? Proteus. I think I was pumping it. Let me... Am I not picking it up? I forgot what I did for deuterium. Hang on. Unless I updated the pack, and I'm never going to find that pump again. Which there's a non-zero chance that that's going to happen. Let's go back home. I would like to have the helium plasma working because that's working just fine. Helium plasma does give us a good amount of power. I'm glad I checked this. I haven't really paid attention to this. So this is telling me we are pumping it from somewhere. The only... Oh, you know what? It might be space pumping. I forgot. Yeah, okay. Let's go to Uranus. Yeah, it is here. Oh, you stopped a long time ago. Jeez. All right, take care. Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Have a good day or have a good night or wherever you're from. Yeah, this guy stopped a long time ago. I forgot this existed, but this is how we're getting our deuterium. Goodbye. I float away. No, I have flight. Okay. And I think it also ran out of power because of Tiberium. All right. There's a point where our Tiberium processing just stopped working. No idea why, but that's fine. So let's figure out a way to get salt water. Best way is to go to ROS 128BA, set up a pump for this. Now, are we able to make the infinite fluid pumps? Because I would love to. I would love to do this. Yes, actually, we can. I think I want to. Yeah, let's set this up, actually. It's going to be a little pricey because of the fuel generators, but I've already shown that we can craft them. So, yeah, let's try and craft them. And I'll put this in S line, but the up tier one, this one. And then I'm going to need to research the normal fluid drilling rig. Go ahead and craft it, please. Thank you. This one doesn't even look that expensive. I think I crafted a lot of the other resources somewhere. Yeah. So what else am I going to need for this? Is this just a bunch of neutronium? We have a ton of that. If I try to craft this, how bad is it? Oh, hilariously, we can actually make this. But we need a quadria. Are we? We're not even. We shouldn't even be surprised about that. I think temporarily I'll make a recipe for sodium hydroxide. This is temporary though. And I do this sometimes, but yeah, I think this is fine. Put that in circuit 1, right? Chemical reactor 1, right there. So we get the quadria just a little bit faster. Go for it. Ali, I hope you know that there's a non-zero chance that I'm going to expand that direction. Non-zero chance. I don't really know how far I'm going to expand. I just do. You're really consuming that much. Let me get some water. 1 second. I have a bottle of water here, and I just gotta pour it into my cup. Oh, you know what it is? Also, I ate pizza before I started the stream, so I get very thirsty when I eat pizza. Like, extremely thirsty to the point where water tastes delicious. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Not quite to the point where it's like when you wake up at 3 in the morning and where the water's just heavenly. Not quite there yet, but pretty close. Let me check on you. What are you doing here? What the heck? Is this an autoclave recipe? Oh, I guess so. Yeah. Uh-oh. No, you're working. It's just you put a whole bunch at a time. All right. Okay, we do have the void miner. Not the void miner, the drilling rig. Yeah. Going to need a data stick. And let's get to researching this. Oh, I crafted something. I forgot that I did that last time. Okay. That's a lot of computation. Oh no. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh no. Well, it's not happening yet. I'm gonna keep this in my hand though. I gotta upgrade that. But there's the schematic for that guy. That's funny. I could have sworn we had salt water somewhere. But you know what? Just leaving a recipe for this just fine. Now, what's one way to get sodium? Sodium sulfate is something. Maybe one of these things we can do. Salt for sure. Yeah, we have a ton of sodium oxide. Pretty much you can only do this with that. So, where am I even getting this from? Oh, Aqueduct processing. I guess that makes sense why we have that much. Sodium carbonate. Pretty much the same thing. I don't know if I'm using it for anything else. Okay, yeah, this guy's not going to happen anytime soon. Never mind. I guess we'll come back to that, but it looks like we're going to still need help with the sodium hydroxide. If we try to craft some, yeah, we should be fine. All right, I'll come back to this. So, what's one thing we can do to continue right now that's going to help us? I mean, I guess it is upgrading this guy, so let's do that. We need, I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 more computer racks. Is that not what it's called? Do I not have a pattern for this? Oh, I don't. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need more space for patterns for the these blank guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. How many channels do I have left here? Probably not enough, but I can just add. I'm just gonna give it a wireless connector. Let's get 2 of them. And let's get this connecting. I'm going to need a blank circuit. Right there. And a couple of 64K cells. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Poor server struggling. That's fine. It's expected. Over time is not going to be perfect. I've gotten a pretty good like a pretty good distance in the pack without it seriously struggling, but it's bound to happen at some point. I'm going to add those guys over here. Oh, you know what? It might be if you're really breaking into the world like that. That's okay though. I'm going to add 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1 more for the drive. So that's 8 channels that this thing is going to be able to support. Like that. So don't connect to this yet. Actually, you're not. Yeah, you know what? You're fine. Yeah, okay. Let's just do this right now while I'm here. Filters and then blacklist. Then give them like that. And then give it a conduit probe. Just like that. Where did she go? No. Might be trying to craft something, right? I would imagine this is the same. I think you try to craft something you weren't supposed to. Or maybe the filter didn't kick in until just now. Let me get this guy out. Then one of you. Where's the other one? Uh-oh. Where'd you go? Hang on. This is the first time I'm adding like a actual, like another grouping right here. So I don't know how it's going to work. I assume that it works. It's going to work just fine. Everything here has something. So there's a drive. Wait. Is there even anything in here? Where did the circuit come from? Okay, now I'm a little confused. Oh, this is from my hand. Yeah, I had an extra one here. That's right. Allie. Allie, I think you broke stuff. Allie, you definitely broke stuff. You should undo like a bunch of things. Yeah, that's what happened. What happened here then? Yeah, you did. It looks like you moved like some stuff down. Yeah, uh-oh. Alright, it's probably best to not undo. Because this might have been here for a while, so I guess I'm just gonna have to fix it. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, let me just get a chest out here. It happens. What's in here? Why is there 142 items in here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that. Get another missing wood, of course you are. If you had to pass the black line, not my fault. But which black line are you talking about? There's multiple. Yeah, definitely. I don't know which black line. There's multiple black lines. I haven't added anything in a while. And now I'm curious what happened here because it just didn't look very normal. It's only a couple of blocks down there. That's weird. Oh, the smooth. How long ago was this? Because if it's too much... Hang on, let me get a compressed chest down here. Try to craft it. Thank you. If you're able to undo, then we can do that. But if it's too many like steps, then we shouldn't. Because the tricky thing with undo when it comes to applied energistics is that it's gonna absolutely... Oh, you already put it. Yeah, it's just gonna dump all the patterns on the floor, and now I don't know where anything goes anymore. Alright, we gotta figure this out. Hang on. This is a big mess. Let me just make sure everything is in here, and then I'm probably gonna like delete everything in here. It's probably the best bet. I guess it makes sense why something went in there that it wasn't supposed to. But as long as that is working, then I should paid attention to everything but the smooth. Yeah, smooth is I think by default it's just a big radius. Like if you have a radius of 6, I think it's going to not like that. That's okay. It happens. We all gotta learn somehow, right? How to fix things. All right. Yeah, the funny thing is when you like undo with the planet logistics, it'll actually no, it'll what do you call it? It basically dupes everything inside the inside any of the devices. So pretty much all of this is gonna have to go away, except for the things that I crafted myself. So like this stuff. The chest is mine. And then all this stuff is mine. This is mine. No, this is not. That is mine. These two are mine. These two and these two. I think everything else can go bye-bye. Yeah. Double check before I delete everything. Everything else is pretty much patterns. All of this is recoverable. I'm just going to delete this. Goodbye. And all of this stuff should be normal. Yeah. All right, let's go back to this. I only had to undo 8 times to get it back. That's good. I caused problems. A new title. I would. This is something I would expect Ritz to do, but not Allie. Allie, how dare you not? It's funny. It's an honest mistake. All right, that is like that, and then block all of these. All right, and then I'm gonna add a bunch of pattern capacity cards. Each one can fit 3, so I'm gonna need 21. Go for it. So there's smooth is a weird thing. I use smooth, I think, but I used it weird. So what I did was I actually added I actually added spheres of sand everywhere. And then I smoothed those spheres of sand. So I just covered the whole thing as spheres of sand, and then I did a replace. That's when I replaced everything with dirt, and then I started spotting in some stone on the bottom. I don't know, but it's been a while since I last did that. I did all of that off camera. Pretty sure. Let's get my quartz cutting knife here. Copy this guy. Like that. Allie doesn't join for a couple months and then breaks my entire hard work that I did off camera in like 5 seconds. It's okay, I'm not actually bothered. It's just funny. At least it wasn't like a serious part of the base. All right, this is something that we can recover relatively easily. So I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, anyways, we added some patterns, and let me get my wireless connectors over here. And then start connecting them over here. So let's get my wireless connector. I can't connect you there. You're gonna complain. I can connect you here though. Right there. Yeah, this whole controller is just gonna look like this at some point. I don't mind. That's connected. Then give it some dense cable. Then there you go. Now you have a whole bunch of extra goodies there. All right, we're back to normal. How is my pattern capacity cards? They're still taking a while. All right, you see this, right? The processors need to get upgraded because you're making one at a time. Why? You're so slow. Fine, fine, fine. So like these guys. At least these three. Making what? Just make a whole stack. What are you doing? Yeah, make a whole stack at a time. There we go. And what circuit are you? You're blank. Why are you in circuit 2 anyways? That's weird. You don't belong there. You know, these guys are all filled right now, so I can put them over here now. There we go. And let's make 21 minus 15 is 6, right? I think those cards, I'm going to make a stack of these at a time. I think. Yeah, let's do it. So it's a little faster. And then the pattern capacity cards. You know what? Make a whole stack as well. Thank you. No, this is made in the molecular assembler. No, wait, now you're going to be made there. Make me a stack. And you? Make me a stack. And I think these are both circuit 2s, right? Yeah. You can put those over here. Over here. There we go. Right. Now these guys are all done, and I can finally split them up. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like that. Can I shift right click? Oh, I can. What if I do this? Oh. Yeah, that's super helpful, actually. All right. All right, that's done. And then I can finally add the recipe for the computer rack. Just one. Nice. And I wanted... how much? 4? I'm going to do 4 for now. Craft it. Each one of these is going to have 2 UV circuits and 2 cooling cores. So if I look up the UV circuits, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at that. I already have that. I don't think it matters. Let me check if it matters which tier of a UV circuit we give it. Quantum computing GT&H. Just show me the recommended stuff here. Does it matter if I... Oh, it changes. So right now I have wetwares. Oh, it'll be fine if I give it 2 wetwares each and then 2 cooling cores each. Yeah. I just need to give it 2 cooling cores. Okay, cool. I don't know if it's actually going to like consume more power. I don't know how it works, honestly. Let's make 8 of you. Oh no. Hang on. No, you're being made in a molecular assembler if I can. I don't want to set up weird things for that. Dense copper plate and then regular copper plate. Reactor plating, just like that. Okay. I'm assuming you all need to be... Circuit 21 is just weird. Make this NEHV circuit. There we go. Advanced heat vent. Yeah, same thing. Put those in the molecular assembler. Molecular ass. All right, 8 of you. Thank you. There's just a lot of different resources, but it's not a lot of them. But we have the computer X. Thank you. So, not too sure how much power this is going to consume. I may have to upgrade it. Let me check. I didn't consider that. If I scan it here, this guy. Yeah, currently uses 159,000. Right now it's off. Yeah. So I think I just have to account for that much power. Okay, we'll figure that out. So I just need the... Wait. Yeah, 4. 4 times 2 is 8, and then 8 of you. So you can hear a lot of our recipes are just being slow because we're only crafting one at a time. And that's completely my fault for the how slow this is going. So some of these things, I gotta upgrade their crafting so that they just craft more things at a time. So instead of like taking forever to craft each one, I gotta throw it all at once. But we can wait a little bit for this. Like, what are you even crafting? Stainless steel bars. And these guys. It's so slow. Oh no. I just want to study this drilling rig so I can actually craft the thing. Yeah, this guy. How far away from this are we? Oh, we can actually make it. We just need the sulfuric acid, actually. Oh, wow. And sulfuric acid is going to be struggling for a while. So I may have to upgrade it. Because right now we craft it here. Yeah. Let's give this a ZPM energy hatch. Well, let me check my Tesla tower. How good are you doing? Just repair it, but max voltage supply, we still have plenty. I'm gonna pause this. I'm just gonna give it a better energy hatch. I'll give you CPM. We should 4 times the speed, right? I think that's how LCRs work because these are perfect overclocks. Yeah, now you're processing so fast that you can't keep up with the oxygen. That's what it is. Okay. Input hatch. I think I have a ZPM one. Yes, I do. And I give this, maybe craft a hypercard. Let me pause this. Okay, and then how are you doing? Yeah, we'll give this a hypercard. How about now? Yeah, it's still not fast enough. That's so funny. How much do you like consume? Jeez. Is my oxygen even going to be able to keep up with this? It might not. That's funny to think about. These guys are all running just fine. All right, we get our oxygen from sugar beets. Yeah, as long as we have sugar here, we'll get oxygen. Cooling cores are finished. And then let's think I should be able to upgrade this because you're not running. Right? Is that not how it works? Let me check here. Hang on. Oh, bye, Ellie. That was a loud explosion. Welcome back, Ellie. Computer rack. Any advanced computer casing except the outer ones. Oh, except the outer one. So I have to basically expand this. Maybe if I add 2 of them right here, it should work. I need my computer casing. The advanced computer casing, right? Yeah. So that means you should be able to work here. I just want to like make sure it works, and I'll leave it crafting overnight. And so I add 2 of you, 2 cooling cores, and then 2 of you and 2 cooling cores. What do you mean? Computer rack. Computer rack. Yeah, you should be built just fine. Shut down due to incomplete structure. You're lying to me. What if you want to match? So one right there. You can have like, just like that. Then there and there. I mean, this is probably already faster anyway, so I'm just gonna. Oh, oops. Just throw them. I'll come back. I'll come back for this. Gotta figure this out. I'm gonna go ahead and just rename these circuits anyways. Not rename them, but turn them into any circuits, so that they get used somewhere else. Why aren't you working, sir? How much you want to bet if I am not gonna touch that? But let's see if I break this. This is on what frequency? Frequency 8. Why aren't you working? You're set up the exact same way as this one. Oh, you're gonna be weird, right? You're always weird. Hang on. Quantum computer. Any advanced computer casing except the outer ones. What does that even mean? Maybe you don't like it when you're on either side. That's probably what it is. So if I wanted to add more, I would have to expand it. Yeah, I would have to expand it. Okay, fine. So we can do that. Now will you work? Yeah, okay. All right, turn that off. Okay, give this circuit 8. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that should be fine now. So we got to expand this a little bit. I need a couple of more advanced computer casings. I think I'm going to be adding, I think, 4 more advanced computer casings. Well, what's the minimum computation I'm going to need for this? How much does each one give me? This thing is going to need 2048 computation. How much do I have right now? This might determine how much I have to expand it. Let me open up the wiki again. I think it tells me. So right now I was using crystal mainframes. The computation and power is per 24 racks or a max length. Oh, okay. But how much per one? Oh, okay. So it does just straight up tell me what the computation is per. So right now we want to be using. I'm using wetware supercomputers. Wetware computers UV is 200 computation each one. So does that mean each one is only 200? I'm assuming. I'm curious if so if I turn this on and then scan it. Actually, let me turn it off for a little bit and scan it. Computation is 1880. Why are you even giving me 1880? What does that mean? If I have 2 of you. We'll expand it by 1 and just see what it tells me. Well, I do have 2 of them. I would need 2 more. Let's craft 2 more wetware circuits or wetware supercomputers. And we'll just upgrade this much. So yeah, I'm going to just expand it. Advanced. Super advanced computer casings, these guys. Why are you stuck? Oh, you just finished instantly. Okay. So I need a couple of more of these. Let's make 4 more. Oh, come on. Thank you. Got consumed. I don't even know from where, but you got consumed somewhere else. I'm also going to need a couple of these regular computer casings and then computer heat vents. Yeah, a couple of computer heat vents. I got plenty of you for whatever reason. And then computer casing. How expensive are you? I got a ton of them for, again, whatever reason. I think I made a lot more than I actually needed that one time. Misgiving and dismay, nightmares and wasted days. Can't live your life this way. Something needs to change. Optical fiber. I think optical fiber cables can bend. Yes, but you cannot cross or split it. So let's make a couple of them. Those aren't expensive at all, actually. Okay, we'll wait a little bit for this to craft. This is a good time for me to take a break. It has been a little bit. So I'll go ahead and take a break. We'll let this stuff finish and be right back. Okay. I don't know. Should I leave the camera on Allie's work? We'll leave it. We'll leave it on Allie's work over here. Anyways, I'll be right back. Okay. I kind of feel like playing marimba for a little bit while we leave this stuff crafting. Yeah. So I'm gonna play a little bit of music while we're watching Allie build, and I still need to stretch my legs, so we'll do that. And also, I actually have to fix my camera. Good point. I was moving this around, but I guess I forgot to fix it. Oops. That's what I get. You can stare at the rubber band ball. There you go. Right there? Yeah, okay. Now I'll play some music. I just feel like it. So I kind of forgot to bring my phone, so I don't know if you guys are sending messages, but let me make sure you can actually hear me. 1 second. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, you can hear me. You can hear me. I don't know. I just feel like, oh, it's my bones popping. See, that's, yeah, I need to stretch my legs. That's why. Because otherwise you just hear my bones popping. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like playing. So one thing I need to do is figure out a better way to do like warm-ups. And then also like getting a camera set up, because I think that'd be pretty cool, right? One day, I will be pretty good at improv. this though. So right now I think this is the key of C. I don't even know. I'm very simple when it comes to like knowing what kind of like music theory, right? My younger brother's extremely good at it, but I'm very basic. Alright, that's enough. Hopefully the circuits have finished crafting. I gotta go back to that. Put it back to my actual mic. I gotta go back to that and see how that sounded. Let me just leave a... I'll come back to it. Anyways. I would say that was a good enough break. Allie, were you able to hear that? Curious. Hope I didn't just mess up the recording and just sat at a blank screen for like a couple minutes. Yes, that's all I needed to know. Thank you. Yeah, but I think I'll try to add more random music sessions in between. Unsolicited music sessions. Mostly when we're waiting for things to craft, right? Like these circuits. Man, you're so slow. Oh, you're crafting, right? Yeah, you're crafting. That's as long as you're crafting. Okay. We got the computer racks. We just need 2 circuits. All of that for 2 circuits. The computer casings have finished. Advanced computer casing. And then I need some optical fibers. How's our Nequadria doing? Yeah, we're back up to more than 0. We're always having issues with this. It's so funny. And most of the time it's just because of something else. Yeah, like right now it's sulfuric acid. We have sulfur right now, but yeah, we're already running out of this. So I think I have to add more things over here to be processed down. Actually, I'm curious if this has any more issues. We're going to leave it like this for a while, and then if it has any more issues, I'll come back to it. I can't guarantee I didn't mess up something. You probably did. Hang on. So far, it doesn't look like any issues happened. Now you're fine. So Galena is 2 for every 9.8 seconds. And this one is MV, 37.4 seconds. I'm curious why this one finished so much faster. Probably because there's less. Let's process some other things down to sulfur. chromite? No. Cobaltite. Probably. Something we have a ton of. Pyrite. Hell yeah, pyrite. It's going to be down into sulfur and iron. And how do I know it's going to be filtered? Well, I just check here. So I do have it there. And sulfur, I do have it here. So meaning I can just put it there and it'll work. Because I'm hoping that I actually did this correctly. Well, we can do the math here, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, this is 9. 6 times 9, nice, is 54. 54 times 2, 108. And then this is plus 9 plus 2. We have 119 items filtered. And do I have that many here? This is going to be 128 minus 820, and then minus 119. Yeah, we're good. So I can put pyrite over here as well. Pyrite is probably going to electrolyze a little faster, right? Yeah. Do it. Jeez, yeah, so much of it. But that's going to help our sulfur situation. I'll leave it like that. I may have to upgrade that, though. It is a electrolyzer recipe, yeah. Okay, supercomputers. You are crafting now. Over here. You're almost done. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like, I guess a quantum computer is like front loaded. You can only put stuff on one side. I guess that makes sense or confirms it. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, let's upgrade this guy. Let me break this coil. Okay, and then we'll just expand it. So I'm gonna try to expand it by 2, just so it matches this guy over here. That was the whole idea. So we need some heat vents to go like this, 2 of them, and then this is a normal computer casing, I think. And then we're gonna give the computer racks over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then advanced computer casing right here. And then over here is more advanced computer casings. I think I made more than I needed, actually. Yeah, I did. That's fine. This is all computer casing. And then the heat vents are right over here. And then the rest of it is computer casing. But these last 2 will be the energy hatch. I'm going to give it a bigger energy hatch just in case it needs more power. It probably does, but I have a 64 amp one right here. Sure. And then the optical transmission connector right here. It says you're not built. Why not? Let me actually give these guys. It looks like you're built like this. I can shift click into them. Okay. Oh, oops. No, I can't. Oh, I think I have to wait for those guys to craft. Yeah, we have them. Should have picked them up. There you go. Are you done? Oh, it's working. Okay. No power. Duh. Right there. Okay, that's off. What is your computation? Is 5600. Is that enough for this? Minimum computation is 22048. Yeah, that should be good now. I don't really know the math of why this gives me that much computation, but and you don't even use that much power, so this is overkill. That's 64 amp energy hatch, but we'll go with it. So, am I able to craft this now? Let's try it. What are you talking about? Oh, because analog mode. All right, now you're powered. What do you mean you have enough compute? Oh, there's no yeah, it's not connected. I guess that makes sense. I gotta color this also. There we go. Look at it go. Hella slow, but yeah, we'll leave that running for a while. All right, we have upgraded our computer just a little bit. Just a little bit, right? This is gonna suffer the same thing as the OG ass line is, where if I want to add more recipes, it was right here, by the way. It was going this way, but the data bank was in the way, so I just brought it facing up. And that's why now they're all facing up. But this one's going to suffer the same fate if I have to like get more computation. I'm going to have to expand it so much where it just gets blocked here, and I'm like, all right, fine, build it sky high. This is going to work, right? Okay. Looks like it's working. I'm going to trust it. Phoenix was saying, wait, what if you add variety to other games? Let me hang on. But what if you add variety to your stream schedule? There we go. Oh, hello, Hexy. Sorry, I was off camera or a different monitor. Hello. We are researching the infinite drilling rig. I think all of this was just to get like, wait, oh, you can just pump sulfuric acid. This might be one of the first things we do then, because yeah, our sulfuric acid is kind of struggling, and if I have a dedicated pump for it, that's gonna really help us out. Yeah, I think I'll do that. But this is not going to happen tonight because the research is going to take a while. That does consume a lot of power also. Let me double check that our base is actually able to support it. Yeah, it can. I think we're only consuming like 10 million EU researching. And we can give the base up to 100 million, I think, or so. Yeah, we can do that just fine. Let me check the fuel we have. We're steadily building up fuel. That's great. Yeah, this is not giving us any issues. Sulfuric acid is giving us issues, though. But I think we're going to start building a couple of these fluid drilling rigs. How far are we from crafting a couple of these laser hatches, by the way? I still want 3 of them. Oh, I can make them now, but yeah, this is going to take forever also. A lot of stuff is going to take forever. So I guess while we're just hanging out here, let's process some more of these resources just to get them going. And it sounds like I'm going to have a lot of expensive crafts to do. I'm going to add a centrifuge over here. Right here. Put it right there. And then goodbye to everything. just build a centrifuge here to process some of the other materials. And then let me guess, you stopped again. Why do you keep stopping here? Fail to extract expected amount of items from stocking bus. This can be caused by attaching multiple storage buses to the same inventory. I wonder if anybody knows what this means. If not, I'm going to have to look this up because I don't know what this means. I've never actually seen this before. This can be caused by attaching multiple storage buses to the same inventory. Chances are it's because it's trying to get items from here. From these guys. Technically, these are all to the same inventory, but it freaks out. So maybe priority? I'm scared of pushing that button. Don't touch that. Maybe a priority setup. Like, what if I just, like that? I don't know. We'll try it for a little bit. Like, it works, but for some reason, whenever it changes recipes, it freaks out. I don't know why. Oh well. So I was gonna build this guy over here. There we go. And let's give it some stuff. You're gonna get a CPM energy hatch. Why'd you break now? Fail to extract expected amount. You're so weird. I've never seen this before. So it looks like the stocking bus didn't work. Hear me out. What if I give this a full interface? And this is 0 priority, this is 0 priority, and this is 0 priority. I wonder why it's broken. Pyrite. No, pyrite is in only one spot, so I don't know why you're freaking out. I'm gonna turn it on again. I'm so confused. Yeah, look at that. It says the lead is not like pointing, or the lead doesn't exist, but like we do have just a little bit of lead. Maybe it's because it runs out. I mean, now it says there's just no more lead. Galena. How much galena do we actually have? Yeah, it shows 64. It's fine. Let me figure this out with galena. So if I put the... Okay, so now there's no galena in there, so it's kind of freaking out. That's really weird. Let me see if you're actually working. Yeah, we do have galena there. What about here? It's right there. And just there. What does it say? Fail to extract expected. Let me check the Discord real fast. If I can't find it in 2 searches, because I don't like Discord search feature, I'll look into it off camera. Fail to extract expected amount. Search for this. It always shuts down where it runs out of items. It always shuts down the machine with failed to extract expected amount. I know for sure I don't have weird double storage bus going on. Is there a way I can resolve this issue? Let's look at this one. I've heard it's because of recursive storage, but I don't think it's the issue in my base. Yeah, I don't have recursive storage. But I'll have to look into this some other time and use Infinity Chest for this. I would love to, but that's actually one of the it's one of the things we're working towards. We're not quite there yet. I just started UEV here, by the way. So one of the tricky things are the UEV parts, which of course needs Tangum. And I'm working towards the schematic. I don't have a pattern for it, actually. Let me get this. Yeah, sure. Throw it in here. What's power to your UHV? Okay, you work. Put it right there. Then craft it. Oh no, it's really struggling. You have Bedrockium. Don't lie to me. I just have to change it. You also have Awakened Draconium. You just have to change the. Yeah, okay, that's fine. All this stuff, I'll get it. Whatever. We're actually not that far away from it. Nequadria is going to build up over time. Cosmic Neutrons is also going to build up over time, but we're not quite there yet. We're a little bit of ways, but I'm working towards the Infinity Chest. And that's the idea. It's going to pretty much replace all of this whenever I do that. I think a temporary solution I can do is just use a machine controller. And then just tell it enable with redstone or disable with redstone. And then set this to like every 5 seconds. So if it fails, it'll jumpstart itself. It's a temporary solution. I think this is like the only machine that it's going to do that. So not just Galena, but like, what were the other ones I was getting? It was Pyrite. And I guess Chalcopyrite. Yeah, copper, iron, and sulfur. Do I even have copper? I haven't seen copper. Oh, no, you're right there. We have 181,000. Okay. Chalcopyrite, sure. And we have 2.9 million of this. And regular pyrite. Yeah. And it'll work, but I think what's happening is that it just keeps running out of one. You have one stocking bus in the machine. Yeah, I do. Just one. It's this guy right here. So it's something to do with me adding this, which is weird because there's only one. These are filtered to have only one item each. So I don't know what's going on. I did set this up like today. So I got to come back to this. I don't really know what's going on. That's fine. I'll set up the centrifuge later. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'll come back to it. But this machine controller should deal with some of that. Because what this does is that it jumpstarts the machine if it can. And it'll keep doing that. What are you even making? You're consuming the pyrite. Great. It's going to take a while to go away, but that should give us some extra resources. Yeah, sweet. Set up to extract mode only. Maybe it will be the solution. That would be good, but I do need it to be on bidirectional because some of the resources do get pushed back into here. So, for example, this guy is producing copper, sulfur, and iron, right? And I want it to be stored on my subnet. So this is my main network. So pretend the output of that electrolyzer is here. It's going to push into this subnet, which is my storage over here. That's why it's filtered like this, and it should be bidirectional because we want to store here and also to access it in crafting. But this is the first time I've been using sticky cards, so that might be the issue. I don't quite know. I'll come back to it, though. It's just really the only machine that it's doing that. So I'm not worried about it. No valid recipe found. Yeah, it's because you need the hyper acceleration card. You're too slow in getting oxygen. You can have this guy. Let me see if this is enough oxygen output. If not, then I have to add more. No, it looks like it's able to keep up. Yeah. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. All right. Rest in peace our oxygen, though. Yeah, 65 whatever, and how much oxygen are we even producing? We get it from two sources, from this guy and this guy. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, rest in peace our oxygen. Uh-oh. All right, what's a good way to get oxygen? I've already confirmed gas siphoning is cringe. I mean, I can just set up a million centrifuges, right, and call it a day, but I don't want to do that. How do endgame players produce oxygen? Is it just sugar? Pump it by elevator. Oh, maybe it is time for me to take a look at this. Suck. I wonder how far we are away from a space elevator. I haven't really considered this. Isn't this technically something you can do in let me check here. Multi-block goals. Somewhere. Let me look it up. Space elevator. Yeah, I haven't even considered the elevator. Let me just check this out. Space elevator. Added by Minecraft. So cool. Oh, you can do this. Why do you need it? It's so funny. Oh yeah, we can do this. I think I'm going to... I'm going to hold off on this for now. I think the thing I want to make first... Okay, this is going to be an expensive multi-block, right? Space elevator support structure and these guys. Yeah, this is going to be crazy expensive. But it's mostly expensive because of these parts. And I think I'm going to hold off on it because our oxygen is just gone. Oh, wow. That is crazy. How's our sulfuric acid doing at least? Wow, that's crazy. We've never consumed that much oxygen until now. Oh, poor guy. I should also upgrade this. You're still running like it's IV power. That's also a reason why. Hang on. Let's give it a couple of coils. It's becoming very noticeable how like a little bit behind on the upgrades. But anyways, what I was saying is the space elevator looks like it's going to be pretty expensive, and I think I'm going to focus on the component assembly line first. That'll make all of the like those parts a little more easier to craft. There we go. That's a lot of oxygen. I don't think there's any way my sugar can keep up with that, though. I mean, I should be able to just do this over here, upgrade this guy. You're already running CPM power, right? Yeah. But this guy is actually really slow. This shouldn't be voiding any items, though. No. I'll leave it running for a little bit, and then we'll watch our sugar, see if it goes up or down. Right now, it seems 517,000. Output bus. I think there's a storage right here. Oh, yeah, that's where it's stored. 500,000 sugar. It doesn't look like it's going down at all. I wonder how much you're actually consuming. 517,344. It doesn't look like it's going down. How much am I even producing? Am I doing that good? Jeez. It's not going down. Are you voiding? You better not be. Item capacity. Oh, you know what? It's probably because there's like just so much of it in here. Oh no. I have 1 billion sugar in there. Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah, I don't even know how long this thing has been running. All right, we got plenty of sugar, but it looks like we are running out. Those last six numbers, 639,000. Yeah, we're running out, but we have 1 billion. I think this is plenty of time for us to deal with our oxygen situation and try to get the elevator in time. Another temporary solution. I mean, the whole reason why I'm going to get the fluid drilling rig is probably to pump sulfuric acid. It's our sulfuric acid that's causing us oxygen issues. But once I get a dedicated pump for this using the drilling rig, this should help us out with the oxygen. And then maybe work towards the space elevator and get that going. It's gonna be expensive though. That's fine. That's so funny. That's the most items I've ever had in any mod pack I've played. 1 billion, and it's sugar of all things. I love that. Okay. All right. Let's get some things crafting overnight. I think it's a good time for us to call it for the night. Because I think the next steps is just waiting around for resources, which tells me, yeah, let's call it a night here. So what am I gonna need? For sure, I want these laser hatches because I want to be able to transfer more power into our base. But I'm also working towards the infinite fluid rig because I need to deal with sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is heavily used in our NAC line, and we need a ton of it. So let's get the infinite fluid drill this guy going. The research should be going great. Yeah, this will be done overnight. Let me check if my power can actually keep up with it. It should be. We're only consuming, average EU out is 16 million, and we generate well over 100 million. So yeah, we should be fine. So I don't think I'm gonna craft the whole thing. Well, I might as well craft it. Yeah, should just craft it. It's not going to be able to actually craft in the AS line because it doesn't have the data for it, but just me getting it like this is going to be just enough. Now, for me to power the thing, it's going to need a what do you call it? A UHV energy hatch. We already have one. Okay. Now, I'm also going to have to give it a power through two P2Ps. It's going to be very similar to what we have for the CPM one over here. So it's just going to be a dynamo hatch. But for UHV, I don't think I have a UHV dynamo hatch. If I look up UHV dynamo and then give this like, I don't know, the 64 amp one. Yeah, sure. Might as well. I'll try to craft this also. All right. Try to craft this. I don't have a craftable, right? Nope. This is a blank assembly, which we have a ton of them now because I also added a bunch of those patterns. I just need one. So this is going to be very similar to the CPM one, where if we have a distant machine or in another dimension, we can just use quantum singularity to connect to it to our A2 system and then use a P2P to give it power. That's what I'll be doing for this guy. So you need the this one, you need this guy in a regular pattern terminal. And then this guy, 12x superconductor wire. Do I even have 12 circuit? I don't think so. Nope. Okay, so you're going to be also in a normal crafting right here. Shapeless crafting. Okay, so this goes in the molecular assembler, and this goes into a blank assembler. All right. Craft one. Bunch of missing stuff. So this one needs 16x superconductor wire. I can make that into the 16x circuit. Music. Oh, it's just playing a quiet song. We do have a 16x circuit. Put it right there. And then 8x. We do have an 8x. All right. Highly ultimate transformer. This is a regular pattern terminal. High amp transformer is also one of you. Dynamo hatch is a regular assembler, and I'll put those over here. In the molecular assembler, I'm running out of pattern space, right? Yeah. I'll come back to that. Dynamo hatch is... It's a lot of recipes I'm adding here. Bending machine. Circuit 1. Also circuit 1, bending machine. There and there. All of this for one dynamo hatch, please. I still need more patterns. There's so many patterns. Here we go. I don't even know if I have a UHV dynamo hatch, honestly. Yeah, this guy's going to be a little tricky here. So I'm probably going to have to come back to this. But if I get the recipe crafted, then I don't think it should be that bad. 300. Okay, I'm going to have to do this. I'll just give it actually in the up to your ass line. Right there. All right, draconium wire. This can be in a wire mill. Circuit 1. Yeah, sure. Well, let's do. That's too much. Let's do that. Stack wire at a time. Wire mill, circuit 1. I'm running out of space. But when has that not been an issue? Let's do this guy. Like that. Wire mill circuit. Circuit 4, right? Yeah. And then long draconium rod is... Just use a forge hammer for this one. Right there. Now... Nope. Draconium rod is extruded. Extruder for rod. I think you can just search up rod, right? Yep. And then spring. Bending machine. Bending 1. All right, yeah. All right, how much you want to bet I don't have the, yeah, this guy. We're almost done. We're almost done. And this one is a forge hammer CPM, but I think we don't even have a CPM forge hammer. I haven't set it up yet, but we do have a CPM fluid solidifier for the rods. I just need to get this. I don't think I have any of this stuff here in the fluid extractor right here. We'll just do that for that one for now. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just start the recipe. It's going to get stuck because we don't have the UV dynamo. I mean, we do, but we don't have it researched. And we can't really research it right now because, yeah, this guy's taking forever. The actual drilling rig. So we got those guys being crafted overnight. And I think that's all I'm going to do. And then I'll check on this whenever I wake up, or maybe later. I'm probably not going to go to sleep right away, right? And then maybe I'll set up some more expensive crafts. But it looks like I'm going to call it a night here. Pretty good time to do that. Pretty good session. We got some good things going. We filtered more of this stuff. The other thing I got to figure out is what's going on with this. It freaks out. I got to come back to it. And I'm pretty sure it has something to do with these storage buses we have going on over here. Something's going on with them, but I don't know yet. So I'll do some research. Oh, we also got Allie, who got so triggered that she decided to rebuild the mountain. Allie, I hope you know it's not going to, like... I'm going to expand. I haven't really decided what the rest of the base is going to look like. So there's going to be a point, I think it's right here, where the base design is going to change again, but I haven't decided yet. I really just add machines as I see fit. There's so much machines here. Jeez. How? Maybe I'll figure it out in single player also. Anyways, we'll leave this stuff crafting, and then we'll come back tomorrow to get it to fix more of the issues that we've been seeing. Okay. So for now, have a good night. Take care. Or good night, good day, wherever you're from. I appreciate your time and support. It's just the cutout mountain that triggered me. Honestly, just the little fixes that you did make it look so much better. I appreciate that. I do like that. Nice. All right. I will be streaming tomorrow. It is July 4th though, so it's probably going to be a ton of noise. And I'll leave it 50-50 if I do stream tomorrow, because I don't really know my plans. I might plan to do something, I might not. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll just say 50-50. But anyways, have a good night. Take care. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.